Hey, before we get into today's show, we want to talk about the presenting sponsor of this show, and it is Miller Lite, because it's not quite summertime in Chicago without beer and hot dogs, and Miller Lite has a new collaboration with Vienna Beef. They're teaming up to bring great taste to Chicago to celebrate National Hot Dog Day. Throughout the month of July, Miller Lite and Vienna Beef are hosting tailgates where guests will get to enjoy cold beers and free specialty hot dogs prepared by local chefs who compete to become the hot dog champion of Chicago. The tailgates will kick off on July 19th at Rizzo's Beer Garden for the Cubs versus Nationals game. Then head to Guaranteed Rate Field on July 26th where the Cubs play the White Sox. And then it'll come to an end on July 28th at Impact Field when the Chicago Dogs take on the Milwaukee Milkmen. We will be out there for the Cubs-White Sox game. So we're all excited for that. We're excited to have some dogs drink some Miller Lite. What?
We're excited to drink Miller Lite and drink hot dogs. We are not excited about going to the White Sox.
We're gonna blend it all together.
That'll make it a good reason to be there, though.
Yeah, that'll be the only reason.
The highlight of the day. You pair a Miller Lite with a hot dog. I mean, it's tough to beat that.
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch the old Cubs.
Yeah.
You know?
Cubs.
Maybe Justin Steele will be pitching.
Maybe.
He's a stud.
Be a nice trade.
Yeah.
Hey, that might. I mean, when's the deadline? 31st. The deadline?
31st.
Might be your last shot at seeing Dylan Cease.
Yeah. Nah, Cease is staying. Gio's going.
Maybe your last shot at seeing Gio, your buddy. Regardless what happens on the field, we know that off the field we will be in a great spot with Miller Lite. The full schedule will be available at MillerLite.com/Vienna Beef, so go check that out. And with that, on that note, all right, bang, bang, welcome to the Mid-Show, presented by Miller Lite. Later on in the show, we will be joined by Will Levis and Peter Skoronski of the Tennessee Titans. One interview that we banked while we were still in Nashville.
Yep.
Besides that, we don't have to spend too much time on this because we spent a lot of time on it on Tuesday's show. But I know a lot of the sports crowd might tune in for this show and not that one. But we did cover a lot of the Northwestern stuff in that show. Quickly, Dave, is there anything that you'd like to touch on before we move
updates?
on?
No updates. My stance hasn't changed. This was an act consecrated by a disgruntled former player. And it's on tape and it's on video of him going into very specific detail about how he plans on getting Pat Fitzgerald fired. It went completely and totally according to plan, obviously, since Pat has got fired, Fitz. And now you just got to let it play out. But, I mean, recruits are dropping like flies officially. Just had their best D-line recruit, a kid from JCA, flip to Wisconsin. It's a really shitty situation that a lot of my friends are, right in the middle of. They're all nervous wrecks right now about their jobs and livelihood and all that kind of shit. So it's sad. And I'll reiterate that I do not endorse in any way, any shape or form of hazing. But this kid wasn't reporting hazing. He was using hazing as the sort of catalyst to ruin the life of the guy who benched him and suspended him from the team last year. And once that now, and I don't know how the law works, but now that Fitz is suing, I would imagine that these tapes will eventually make their way to the public eye and ears. So just got to wait until that happens.
Okay. On that note, we should say that we interviewed Skoronski before any of this happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he does not speak on it. We did not ask him because we didn't know about it. So there was nothing he was like
There was nothing to talk about it, yeah.
And there was no like, hey, why did you ask me a pussies? That we didn't know. So
yeah.
It was not out at that moment. So, but regardless, it was a fun time chatting with those guys. Here is a fun topic, though, which has to cheer you up a little bit. And New York Tom, be ready. Because the Yankees patch saga is very funny.
The Yankees patch saga?
You haven't seen anything about this?
I don't think I have.
I have not.
Okay, well, I'm about to make your day.
Okay.
The Yankees.
It's like an all-star game thing?
The Yankees, the beautiful pinstripes now have a patch on the shoulder.
Oh, the advertising?
Yes.
Oh,
Star
exactly.
Insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And Yankees fans are livid.
Why would they be? That's more money in the pockets to pay for premier free agents.
But that's not the point. The point to them is that
They're desecrating their colors.
The beautiful pinstripes.
Yeah, right. It's like burning an American flag or chopping up a dollar bill.
Star Insurance. And like the quote, Ravel has it here. I just pulled it up. Star Insurance deal gives them the Yankee uniform patch has an average annual value of $25 million. Told there were higher offers, but the Yankees were concerned about the right fit. So that makes it even tougher. So like, what is the right, like a patch is a patch is a patch.
I talked about this on the rundown yesterday. Is Star like a big deal over there? Do you know? Have you ever heard of them?
No, never heard of Star.
Okay. Is this a good advertisement or a bad advertisement for a Star?
I mean,
everyone knows it.
Officially now everybody knows
everyone knows what
it
is. But B, Yankees fans are pissed. Mets fans are like, gross. I don't want to have Yankees insurance. We talked about this. Yeah.
Is it a regional?
I don't know. I would assume so.
I don't.
Maybe not.
Can you hold? Would Yankee fans hold the insurance company responsible for that?
I'm just saying both sides. Like, of course, like whoever comes in at the lower rate's going to fucking win.
90% of these greasy losers that root for that greasy
Here
team.
we go.
Have the names of the player of the jersey that's on top of their Dago tee.
Inauthentic.
But it's inauthentic.
That's why I'm saying they don't even do that. Like I saw Marty say it on Pick Central yesterday. They don't allow beers. Like they are like the king of the ivory tower.
That's
of
true.
Not allowing this, and I don't care to be clear. But I'm just saying it is a noteworthy story and something I thought you'd be all over, quite frankly, and you don't seem to be.
This guy has never been more checked out of baseball in his entire life.
That's
checked out of everything.
That's not an gross embellishment either. That is the absolute truth.
There was the All-Star game was last night.
I watched it.
Okay, all right.
In passing.
Yeah.
I follow the Cubs and I follow the White Sox for the show, but the Texas Rangers, they're just the greatest team ever. They had 6 players.
Shit on the ball.
I think they have
shit on the ball.
I don't know if it's still true, but like
it broke the record
for All-Stars.
6 players on the field at one time. That's absurd.
Fucking wild. But they did have. I can't remember how many through how many games it was, but it was like the highest run differential ever through like the first 2.5 or 3 months of the season or something like that. Like they are, like when they win by blowout.
They just mash, huh?
Yeah.
Their pitching's still not like awesome though. The Rays have a 1-run better differential, 149 to 148. Okay. Yeah. But the next best is the Braves 147, so they're only separated by 2 points from first to third. But after that, it's
it might have just been like through May, something like that.
This is just such a stupid visual. Like my biggest gripe with this is like if you're gonna do this and then like they pan up to the fucking bald-faced loser-looking Garrett Cole, let him get his hair and beard back then. If we're gonna gonna stop caring about
that's a
the
good
sanctity of the Yankees tradition, then cut that stupid, outdated like hair rule.
Put the logo with him.
It was like
beard.
night and day. Garrett Cole with that beard.
You can't
hair.
pick and choose what you stand for when it comes to what your uniform looks like.
It's just such a like hilarious, like contradictory visual. Like it's panning up to Garrett Cole, bald faced and no hair, with a patch over the famous iconic Yankees jersey. Yeah. I don't even care about the no names on the back of the jerseys. I care more about the hair. It's just
I like
stupid.
It's more about the name on the front.
Yeah, exactly. I like when they don't have names.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But
like, let them have personalities and looks. Like, it's just silly.
They're getting nuked. I mean, people are not happy, which I'm sure they were prepared for. Right?
Yeah.
But
are they the only baseball team that has it?
No.
How many teams have it?
Handful now.
Okay.
I believe the Mets do too.
Okay.
Every one of them could have one. It was negotiated in the last CBA because you couldn't have one prior to.
It's kind of crazy that it's going this way, right? I mean, NBA obviously did it. I mean, the Bulls have some eyewear sponsor or something.
They did. Zen. Zenwear or something.
Who cares?
Hockey does like the stickers on the helmet.
Yeah,
now.
they do that. We got Bell or something.
Yeah, Bell Tire. That's what it was. Bell Tire. It's like it's weird that like the Hawks have Bell Tire and the Wings have United Airlines, and Bell Tire is a Michigan company. And United Airlines is the hubs here. So whatever. But it is. This is like one of those, if you give a mouse a cookie, like slippery slope things that I worry about, because if you ever like put on highlights of like hockey in Europe, it is like you can't even tell what the team is because it's just logos fucking everywhere. The center ice, all the different circles on the ice are all just different ads.
But
They're
people seem to use this
everywhere.
as a reason to why it's okay. People seem soccer does it. What's the big deal? People always act like that's like a pro.
Wait, say that again?
To the situation.
So I missed that.
I said people act like, oh, soccer does it. What's the big deal? Like, why do we care so much
I
about
don't.
it?
And soccer does it. It's still like it's weird to look at though. And so Nottingham Forest, the team that I care about, they couldn't find a sponsor at the price that they wanted at the beginning of last year. So they went without any like jersey sponsor.
It's like a 16-inch softball team.
People were like, "Oh, it's District 5," like from Mighty Ducks, where it's just like
Okay,
this
so
ragtag team.
To answer that question, I just looked up the rule. Notably, the jersey sleeve patches must be strategically positioned to enhance visibility on television broadcasts on either the left sleeved, the right for right-handed batters, or the right sleeve for left-handed batters on the glove side sleeve for pitchers, or on the right side sleeve for managers and coaches.
So one of the most common things was,
I'm pretty sure that is all they can do. They can't make it like a soccer or NASCAR car with just logos everywhere.
I know, but then it's like, but before you couldn't have it at all.
Right, yeah.
So now you do this rule. Next year, do it on the left sleeve too. Add,
it would have to be 5 years.
Put a patch on the hat.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that it's completely overreacting, because I fully admit that I was unhappy when Wrigley started really hammering it up with ads. Like when they started selling the brick behind home plate, and now that fucking ugly ass Toyota sign is on the marquee. I hate that. The doors I think the doors are something in the outfield too.
They are.
It sucks, but like I'm very over it now.
I would say that Wrigley has done as good of a job as possible, rather, of blending them into the color. Like it's not a big red Toyota logo.
Yeah.
It's like, so they use the Ivy colors, they use the marquee colors. Like it does kind of blend. Where it's like eventually it's just you train your eye, you don't even really see it.
I feel like that's for a lot of people, but if you really know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, with guaranteed rate, that was a big deal when it happened.
When they switched to that.
Yeah.
It was a huge deal because
it was such a stupid looking downwards arrow logo and everything.
It also, this leaked. It would have been Wintrust Field at Comiskey Park. That's sweet. And the Wintrust logo is awesome. It's like aesthetically pleasing, nice and bright white.
Yeah.
Wait, say it one more time. Wintrust Bank.
Wintrust Bank. What? Wintrust Field at Comiskey Park. And then they're like, nah, we're gonna go with guaranteed rate field. And it's funny. The last time they did that was U.S. Cellular. U.S. Cellular wasn't even a fucking. You couldn't get that in Illinois.
No, you could at that time.
You could when they signed it.
Yeah,
then after
stopped being a carrier in Illinois.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah,
but it was for that was my first phone. My little flip phone.
I think mine too. Yeah, mine
that
too.
Probably the same phone.
Yeah,
I think it's a big nothing burger. People will get used to the jersey patches.
Yeah, but it's not that it's a nothing burger, Dave. It's a big something burger to a big group of people that you hate. So that's why. Well, that's why I figured you'd be all over it.
I will say this: if it makes the Yankees greasy, smelly, foul, cross-eyed, gabagool,
let them cook.
Tom, I see you through that crack right there. He's getting mad. He wants to say something. If it wasn't for that fan base, being all up in arms, I wouldn't care. But anything that makes those people, I'll say it like that, those people miserable makes me happy.
I hope Jerry comes out and is like, we don't need the money. We're not doing a sponsorship.
He probably will. He probably will.
Like our jerseys means too much. Like we're not gonna. We don't need that extra.
It's
20
getting
million.
to the point where I really hope he just starts really leaning into it.
Yeah, like be a villain, be a heel. Yeah,
yeah.
At least make you laugh, make me laugh.
Like it'd be like the Joker and Batman. Like he's like, kill you. I don't want to kill you. I need you. Did you like that, Ed?
That's great. It was always great. All right.
Like, I would be like that with Jerry. I'd be like, God, I don't want him to go. I don't want him to sell anymore. I need this in my life.
Yeah. You need a place to put your anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. All right, then. On that note, we could kick it over to Skoronski and Levis. Before we do, though, I want to talk about HelloFresh. Who doesn't know about HelloFresh?
Everybody does.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like they invented this space.
Yeah, for real. It is chef-crafted seasonal recipes, and they have the new Fresh and Fit summer menu. HelloFresh brings flavor right to your door. Pre-portioned ingredients help cut down on food waste, while step-by-step instructions make cooking a breeze, not a chore. Make your home the hangout place this summer with crowd-pleasing eats from a backyard bratwurst bar to a tangy key lime pie. HelloFresh Market makes summer and entertaining a cinch.
What is a bratwurst bar? Because that sounds awesome.
Sounds very nice.
Yeah.
That has piqued my interest.
Yeah.
It has. So yeah, go when you need dinner, don't call for delivery. Think HelloFresh. Their fast and fresh recipes are ready in just 15 minutes or less. Plus, HelloFresh is 25% cheaper than takeout. Go to HelloFresh.com/mid50 and use code mid50 for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/mid50 and use code THEMID50 for 50% off plus free shipping. It's that easy. The mid-50.
The mid.
HelloFresh.com/themid50.
50% off.
It's a good discount.
You think?
It's a great discount.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into Levis and Skoronski. You gonna wish us?
Whoosh.
All right, we're in the interview portion of the show. We're joined by 3 NFL players on the couch over there. Pete Skoronski, Will Levis, White Sox Dave. I was not intentional.
I don't like this at all. I'm very,
I swear to God.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I walk in, I'm
please
like,
sit up. Please sit up.
Yeah, you're like a fucking tight end. You're not a quarterback.
Well, yeah, you're a bigger dude than I thought. Do you get that a lot?
Yeah. I mean, I guess people, when you're seeing people that you usually see on TV for the first time or whatever in person, sometimes the numbers don't really register until you get right up next to them. And that's the same for when I'm meeting like O-linemen or other NFL players like yesterday where we were with like some big dudes.
Dude, yeah. So the Beer Olympics we talked about on the show last week, a couple weeks ago. I mean, just large humans all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place.
It was,
I think you grew too, Pete. I feel like without a winter jacket on, you got a couple inches.
Yeah. Well, I had that big jacket on last time we met.
Exactly.
No, I feel like people say the opposite. I feel like people say like I'm shorter than they think.
Really?
Or,
What are
yeah.
you, 6'?
6'4".
Yeah. And what are you? You
I'm about 6'4". I'm 6'3" and 7/8
per the combine?
per the combine.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it all depends on proportions. Like how, and also like O-linemen, like, oh, you're supposed to be 7 feet tall. Like, no, you're not. A lot of the best offensive linemen in the league are right in that 6'3" to 6'5" range.
Yeah.
Taylor looked super tall though too.
Yeah.
Well, he's really
skinny
tall.
Yes.
now though.
Yeah, he's real thin now.
Yeah.
How sick were you getting of everybody talking about your arm length?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't answered that question in a while.
Oh,
now,
yeah, we're
actually.
keeping
Yeah, I thought he thought he was past
I
that.
thought
No, I
We're keeping it
think it's
casual,
what does-
talking about whatever.
What is it?
Dave's
30
just
We went
like,
right into it.
No, but
Tell me about them
I'm
stubby
asking
arms.
because I think there is no difference between a 33.5-inch arm and a 34-inch arm. How can that possibly make you a better offensive line? It doesn't compute in my brain. Not much does compute in my brain. That definitely doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely like a good attribute to have, just having length and be able, especially in pass protection, keeping someone off your body. I don't think, and I said this pretty much the whole process, I don't think that's like the only factor, or even like a huge factor in my opinion. I think there's so much more that goes into it.
it is kind of funny though. Like your whole life, have you ever been told you have short arms?
No, I didn't really know it was a thing until the process.
Right? Like you had this attribute that people never talked about, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden it's honed in on like a motherfucker for a month.
Yeah, I
More.
think I was talking to Bakhtiari yesterday. He was telling me about it, and he's like, "Yeah, like if you can block people, you can block people. That's pretty much it. Like that's what you got to do."
Right.
Yeah. Can we
Not
do an
that
arm
it's
by
easy.
arm though? You and
Yeah,
Dave?
you guys, you're
Might be
an arm
longer
off.
than me. I don't know.
No.
It's not as much as it should be. I feel like maybe you do got.
I'm
short
glad.
do have short-
I'm
I do
glad.
have short
I'm glad
arms.
that visual came out after the draft because
It was
he would have slid.
I think I got my arms measured when I was still at Northwestern, and they're really short, and that's kind of where that all started. And then during combine training, I was doing all these little I was like hanging from bars and stuff, and like doing soft tissue work on my shoulders and my arms and my lats.
Just to get
and
that
Range of motion.
That day, I was like, we had our like manual therapy people like working on me for like 30 minutes, and I was stretching and doing everything I can, and then I measured the combine the exact same measure. So
You should just start
absolutely
walking
nothing.
around
You-
me.
yeah.
So
maybe
you
my arms got
come off
shorter.
bigger.
Actually, I just to stretch them further.
Yeah, I mean, what had like changed that? I mean, that was probably a crazy couple months, and then you go from times like yesterday. It's like, wow, this is kind of it, right?
Yeah, well, we're doing it now. Like there's all that uncertainty in that period, and that's definitely nerve-wracking and just kind of crazy experience to go through. And I think that 3-month process probably felt like it was a year. And this month has felt like it's been like a week because of how just fast and like how just all in we are, and that we're finally like settled into doing what we've always wanted to do our entire lives. And it's been a lot of fun. I think Pete can attest. Like, I think Coach Vrabes does a great job, and we've been having a great time, learning a lot and getting better.
Well, it's just kind of funny how time moves on and that nobody cares about shit that was honed in on so much. You know, like no one's going to talk about your situation.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, now it's something new. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's going to go and he's going to play well.
So what you going to do about it?
Exactly.
Yeah, what happened yesterday is in the past, and
For sure.
yeah,
For sure. Anything else, Dave? Anything for Will like that you want to bring up?
No, I'm trying to figure out how.
Well, he's like dead too, by the way.
Yeah,
I
I've been honky tonking hard in Nashville.
he got home at like 10:30 today. This morning.
Morning.
Yeah, this morning.
nice.
I
Doing
was
it right.
out all night.
Doing it right.
Nice.
I was hanging out with people.
Has it been like crazy for you guys though? Like this is kind of a dangerous city to be dropped into as a young 20-year-old guy.
No doubt. I think that's why it takes, I think discipline is what really takes anybody to the next stage of their career, to the next level of their ability to play. Because you hear all those stories about as guys go further into their career, they just realize what really it takes from terms of a time management standpoint, like how much they invest in their own body. The earlier you can understand that and the earlier you can get on the right kind of track with those things, then the longer your career is going to be and the higher your ceiling is going to be. So, I mean, I think I'm definitely not a 100% like mature adult right now. I still feel like a little kid at times, but like now being in the NFL, like just turned 24 years old, like I'm starting to now have enough wisdom under my belt to understand what it takes.
How far is your hometown from here?
It's like maybe a 13-hour drive, but I'm from Madison, Connecticut. There's maybe like a 2.5-hour flight though. It's pretty direct.
Okay. I don't know why I thought you're from Kentucky.
No. Like Lexington's like 3 hours from here.
Okay,
So that's nice.
Yeah.
It's
Being close to my alma mater.
That is nice, but it's still like Chicago's like 7-hour drive.
Yeah, that's not
Doable.
The flight's like an hour maybe.
door to door,
Yeah.
3 hours.
But there's just always people like
apartment. 3
I'm
hours.
coming into
Measured it.
town. I'm coming.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I was gonna say. Like, I don't think it's been too challenging. Like, I've been out a few times, obviously, like being in the off season, but I don't think it's been too challenging, like avoiding all that. But of course, like all my friends, are like, oh yeah, I'm coming to visit.
I have found it very challenging this week.
Yeah, it's been impossible actually.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
always
but-
some. I've been in bed twice at 9 o'clock, gotten out and gone out. So
That's
very challenging to
He
say
slept
no.
until 10:30.
Doesn't take a lot to convince you.
When's the last time you have slept until 10:30?
I started. I think it might have been when I was like 18.
Yeah.
Because that summer I had that factory job where I had to be up at 4:15 during college. So like ever since then I haven't been able to sleep in. So yeah.
It is unfortunate though. I asked Riley, Lease, I'm like, give me all the dirt on Pete. I want everything. I want to know where all the bodies are buried. And he's like, I honestly have nothing.
He didn't really talk to me my first year there. Well,
Oh,
granted, it
was
was
he being a
COVID.
dick?
I think I probably spoke more words to him in the first week that he was a GA at Northwestern than my entire freshman season when he was on the team.
He's the best though.
Yeah, no,
I
he's
love
a
that
great, he's a
kid.
great guy.
He's the best.
We get along great now, but we didn't interact much.
Yeah,
when we were teammates.
Is it hazing?
You snubbed me at the Big Ten tournament for basketball. I walk in, you're walking, I'm like, hey Pete, what's up? And you just turn around and like bolted. I was
Really?
Like, you did?
Oh,
yeah.
I apologize for that. I had no
Snubbed me.
idea.
That's
I had no idea. I
apology
apologize.
accepted.
Thank you.
You're good.
Well, I'm glad we got
I
that
was
resolved.
right,
That was
like
that was
30
really
seconds
awkward.
after that.
Yeah.
But ball busting. But you like what? There's got to be something like you. Have you bought a car yet? Or
I have a car actually. I got
like a splurge.
a deal with
buy?
it. I didn't buy it. I deal with the dealership, Steve Jones Auto.
Cool.
I got a Jeep. Yeah, I got a plug.
Cut that.
Like
They're not.
I got a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Beautiful. Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice. Wait. So how does that work though? So you both signed, right?
Yes.
So how does it like hit?
So actually, no,
you
I haven't
sign?
signed
You
yet.
haven't
I haven't
signed
signed. No, I'll sign. They're still finishing negotiations, all that. I'm out of it, out of the conversation. Just tell me when the time to sign, and
yeah.
I'm just they're working and ready, waiting until my agent's like, we're ready.
yeah.
But
When's
anyways,
that going to be?
I don't know. I don't have
Oh, it's
anything.
gonna
I'm
be
like
like
Pete, like
breaking
I got a
news.
truck too for just a deal. Newton Chevrolet, and
Chevy's fine. You want to do Chevy? Do all the Chevy ad deals.
And it's
you
like
want.
I'm not at the point where I just don't feel like I can, in my right mind, make that big purchase quite yet. Like I don't know. I need to figure out.
You're not trying to buy Taylor Lewan's house off of him.
That's the second, third, fourth contract type of conversation.
Exactly. No, but I didn't know. Is that how it works though? Like, does it like hit?
It hits like, so I think I signed, and then because the way like payroll works in general is like just hits Friday.
Yeah,
like, we get paid for just being there. For
Just
working
like
out.
us.
Yeah.
Right, like any job.
Yeah.
But then one Friday, you get like the big payment or the first payment for your sign bonus, which is
For
cool.
some reason, I thought.
Do you just keep checking your bank
NFL
account, like refresh, be like, oh,
Yeah, I
that's
think
nice.
I woke up and then
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
because my mom was kind of helping me with the financial stuff, and she texted me. She's like, oh, it hit already. So I looked at it, and that was pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
Couple commas added. Like, pretty cool.
I had 5 digits in my checking account. I was like, wow, fuck yeah.
Rich
5
as
digits.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was gone like a week later.
Well, yeah.
Is that the discipline that you were talking about?
Yeah. Well, that's the weird part about kind of having a little bit of money for the first time too. Like I went in my apartment, you know, putting your down payment, all the security deposit, all that. The furniture is 4 times more expensive than that. Like all that, like spending like just gut twisting amount of money, and just being like, well,
I don't care.
I have to
you
do
can
that.
afford it.
Not that I don't care, but like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even thought about the possibility of doing something like this 2 years ago. You know,
Did you have any? Were you part of like the NIL stuff? Did you get the benefit?
I did not benefit that much, honestly.
Really?
I haven't really been open with like how much, but like I did not make a lot
All
compared to
goes
like
to the basketball team at Kentucky, huh?
Well, I didn't know the specifics of how their stuff went down. Yeah, I know they had a lot of great support from our amazing fan base there, but I don't know. Our collective situation / lack thereof was a lot different than other schools, and I did a few deals like that were like legit deals. Like I was paid for what was the promotion was worth, whatever.
For your time.
Yeah, and I mean I made a couple bucks, and
Good.
I felt like it was fun and it was a good experience in the prep phase for the bigger deals that could possibly come.
Yeah, there was an interview with Barstool and Jared Lorenzen like a long time ago. It was probably 10 years ago, where he was talking about like it was better to be the team manager for Kentucky basketball than to be a quarterback for the football team.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true these days. And it definitely wasn't true then too, but that's still funny to think. Like, I mean, hey, we love our basketball.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking out. Did you guys play against each other? What bowl would that have been?
No.
Were you guys weren't
Oh, that
there
would have
yet?
been 2017.
So you guys would just miss it. You would have been seniors then, right?
In high school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
just two football guys from 2 basketball powerhouses.
Oh, now it is.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the basketball season.
Yeah.
I cannot wait, and it's
Just
because
2 powerhouses.
the football team stinks. Is NIL gonna gut my team, my favorite football team?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think it's helping now that we have the collective now.
Yeah, right. Schmidt.
Like I would say that Will, you said you didn't make a ton, but I had made $0 from NIL, but that was more like my doing and like not really wanting to do that much with it.
Yeah.
you're also wearing a Heisman contending quarterback.
That's also true. Yeah, he was a little bit bigger of a name.
I don't know if I ever was, but
you were on the preseason.
You're definitely
rankings
higher
for
than me
sure.
in the Heisman list.
Yeah.
I could safely say that. But no, I just never really ended up doing anything. Nothing, even with the Pickwick or anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Now you
But now
gotta
they
buy
got the collective thing. I think that's huge. I think we always do well in recruiting because of Northwestern being Northwestern and Fitz doing a good job. So I still feel pretty optimistic about them.
They'll be better this year with Bryant and the wide receiver from Michigan.
Yeah, AJ Henning.
Yeah, Henning just transferred there. He's gonna be fucking awesome for them. I cannot wait for that. But basketball, they're gonna be like Final Four good. I think they're gonna be awesome.
That's a kiss of death.
It might be.
They just
NIT.
I mean, they got the Princeton sharpshooter. That
Final Four NIT.
That was that's all they needed.
We've
That's all
talked
they
about this
needed.
before. Like, I'm convinced that part of the reason I'll never see the Bears win is because I'm tied to him. Because he's such a fucking mush. Hey, let's take a quick break from Peter and Will, and let's talk about ChevyDriveChicago.com. We recorded this while we were in Music City.
Yep.
Luke Bryan has a bar there. You could win a Luke Bryan signed guitar. Thank you, Dave. If you go to ChevyDriveChicago.com, because it's the summer of country music, and they know few things pair better than country music and Chevy. And your local Chevy dealers want to give you that chance to win a signed Luke Bryan guitar.
I mean, he's a megastar. And like that bar was filled, and I think we said it the other day. He's been on top for a decade now. Like he is kind of one of those faces of country music of this era. So getting a guitar of his, quite the flex to put in your house.
Yeah, it is. It's easy to enter. Just head to ChevyDriveChicago.com. And while you're there, check out the latest SUV and Silverado lineup at your local Chevy dealer. Get that Silverado, throw the guitar in the back, play it in the tailgate, do whatever you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great price.
Yep.
All right, let's hop back into the interview.
Were you glad that the Bears passed on you growing up, and then your grandpa being a Hall of Famer, Packers Hall of Famer, and everything?
No, I don't think that was really into it. I think obviously I grew up a Packers fan. Like, did not like the Bears at all growing up, obviously. But I think once I got into the process, I think you think more from like a player standpoint of like, I could be working here. I kind of I thought they're a great team. I like their staff and their team, and Hallis Hall, it's an awesome facility now. So I was I thought it was a possibility. I was excited about that. So I think that would have been something cool just to play at home and have all my family there and my friends and teammates from school. So
I would have definitely been mooching tickets off you very.
Yeah, you're high on that list.
But no, I don't think I was. I wasn't super upset or anything like that, or I didn't feel slighted. If I had grown up a Bears fan in Chicago, maybe I would have felt more slighted, definitely. But didn't feel upset about that. I think Darnell's a really good player too. So, I don't think there's no hard feelings about that. Yeah.
It was kind of sad though. Bears fans are kind of being dicks, right?
It was up and down.
Yeah.
Like obviously a lot of my family and friends, everyone in Park Ridge was like super supportive Bears fans. Like we'd love to have you. And then I feel like the people out there that didn't want me the most were also Bears fans.
Really?
Yeah, I'd probably say that.
Why? I didn't get that vibe.
I don't know. We might have been a little insular, but we were all like, it would be great to have Pete.
Yeah, I think it was up and down. I think it probably depended who you asked, but I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
So
You could have ended up somewhere, I don't know, like Detroit. Who would want to play or live there? I'm trying to think of like the most garbage trash cities. Like
Detroit.
Nashville's a nice little.
Detroit doesn't deserve that from you.
That's pretty. Cleveland, awful. Baltimore, awful.
Why are you just like throwing shade at?
Well, he landed in Nashville. It's
a great place to land.
Yeah,
That's very good.
very lucky. Yeah.
For sure. What did you ever find out anything about that Reddit dude?
About
The Reddit guy?
I didn't say shit. I didn't say anything
no.
to anybody. Someone made up that story to stir the pot and make me just portray it as this villain.
Oh wait, I didn't know there was that aspect to it. Someone said you said that?
Yeah, there was a
the
story
thing,
going around that I was telling my family members that I was going to be the number one pick, which quite actually the opposite happened. When Carolina pretty much told me I'm not taking you when I visited them. I didn't go out and say that as much when that story broke, but yeah. I mean, anybody who takes a story off Reddit to heart to then place money on, I feel bad for you.
I think I realized, especially with quarterbacks and stuff, I'm sure you realize this, like, when it gets close to the draft, people just start lying, like, just make stuff up.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Where did you, honest to God, think you were going to go that day?
Honestly, didn't really have much of an expectation.
No? There was no one in your team where you're like, if I could guess, it would be this one.
I mean, I ruled out Carolina to start off with, number one overall. No, I didn't. I think probably my range was, I thought maybe started somewhere around 8 and then through 15 or so, because I knew like I'd been talking to the Jets a good amount, but I didn't really like. There wasn't one team where I was like, they'll take me.
Did you have a thought?
Colts and the Titans were the two teams that I felt strongly about, and we had no idea what the Colts were thinking between like me and Anthony, and they kept it really under wraps. But I thought the way they were communicating with me, I was like, oh, I think there's a really good shot that they take me. And then when they didn't, and then when Tennessee didn't take me in the first round, I was like, okay, like might be a long night, like could be here for a little bit. And then after that, like midway through the first, it's like really the next likely potential landing spot would be Tennessee in the second round. And that's what ended up happening. So, yeah.
Yeah, it works out.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I mean, is there, because what do they say? Sometimes it's even better because you're just kind of in Tennessee. Obviously, there's stability there with Vrabel and everything. Like I think it kind of worked out.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not afraid to say this. Like I've told people this before. You obviously have no say in where you're going throughout this for this whole pre-draft process, and I didn't want to like have any preferences when it came to cities or like places I wanted to live and whatever. But like deep down, like in the back of my mind, as much as I like didn't want to pay attention to it, like this would be the coolest place to be for sure from an all around standpoint. And it worked out just so well that I got picked where I did. To where I did, and obviously not when maybe that I'd wanted to or expected to. Yeah. But it's all just what I make of the opportunity that I'm given here.
Honestly, like obviously I hate the guy, but the Rodgers clip of waiting is so iconic now because of how good he was.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt.
So it's like something like that. Could turn out being kind of cool.
They made a whole documentary like shitting on all the guys who went ahead of Brady. Did you see that? The Brady Six are like, this guy sucks, that guy sucks. Yeah.
Well, Lamar Jackson too, right?
Yeah, Lamar. Yeah.
He went late. That's for sure. Hey, what was the first Vrabel speech like? Like, was there like
Or like that phone call.
Was there like a hardcore like?
I think he was very like, especially for rookie minicamp, like with all that when it was just the rookies, the draft picks, the undrafted free agents, and the tryout dudes. He was very, he's very relationship focused, and that's what he kind of like harped upon the whole entire time was just getting to know the guys, understanding that this is a job opportunity and you're trying out for a job and you're trying so hard and caught up to know the playbook and all this and learn ball. But he really just wanted us to like learn each other as human beings and to get to know each other on a personal level. So that was not really what I was expecting from like what he would come out firing with right away. And so to hear and see that side of him and to see how he sees human beings and how connections should and can happen through, our life and in the game of football and how important those are. That was the first conversation I remember him having with us, which was cool.
Yeah, he's very impressive with like just building relationships himself. I think, like you could show him any person that works in the building, and he'd tell you about them, their name, and, like their family, like their kids and their spouse, stuff like that. So like he's very interested in that. Like he'll come to the O-line room and ask guys about like their kids or our assistant coaches about their family and stuff like that. So that really stuck out right away. And so we were all kind of scrambling, like learn people's names and stuff, because I think you quizzed us a few times about people's names.
How many guys was it?
Minicamp?
Yeah,
It's like 35 or something.
I'd say maybe
like
more
that.
than that. I'd say 40.
40, yeah, in the 40s. I was surprised by how many there were. I didn't really know how rookie minicamp worked in the NFL or whatever. Like obviously you have your draft picks and your undrafted free agents, but then there's tryout dudes and there's a lot of people. And the craziest part is like after 2 days, you're not seeing 75% of those faces ever again.
Yeah, that is
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he still goes out of his way to do that. Does he have any of that stereotypical football guy meathead in him?
I was half expecting him to be at
100%.
Beer Olympics yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean.
I think he would have dominated it. Yeah. All right, we heard rumblings that he might show up. We were waiting. I was so ready for him to pop up at any moment just to be able to straighten up and handle myself.
Like,
That's
yes,
why I was
coach.
staying low key all day. But he's just he's a true competitor. He's an alpha. He's a warrior of the game. He's a champion, and he knows how to get shit done. And
Seems like he knows himself too. Like,
He's very true to himself.
Yeah. Like he's the only
Unapologetic.
Belichick tree guy who doesn't seem like they're trying to be Belichick. Like he's like his own guy. So
Yeah, you can definitely tell he takes from like more of who he was as a player, and where he's been. And not that I know much about the whole Belichick system or anything, but it seems like he's definitely very original and knows himself. I totally get that.
You think he would have made fun of your romper you were wearing?
It wasn't a romper. It was a set.
A lot of people are giving me romper shit. I wasn't wearing a romper. I'm not a romper guy. I wasn't wearing a
Are we
romper.
bringing rompers back?
No,
that was a
I just
summer
had
of
these
2018
black shorts.
thing.
I had black shorts that are same as this and like a button-down shirt on. It kind of looked like
I
a
went
romper,
for
but it
beachy
wasn't.
vibes, That's
Did
funny,
you wear a
yeah.
romper at Kentucky?
I can't say I've ever worn a romper.
No,
Never.
Me neither.
People are giving him shit.
Worn overalls, not a romper.
Overalls?
Yeah, I can think of a couple occasions where I wore overalls.
So what's your girlfriend's like becoming a TikTok star, right?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. The one positive thing that me and my family took away from draft night is just the attention on social media that my sisters and girlfriend got. So that was good. I think her followers. I think
What are her NIL deals looking like?
she just signed a Burger King deal.
Yeah, exactly.
The official sponsor, whatever, NFL burger sponsor, and they're bringing her on for like 6 months, and she's making like it was more than I would make with
She's a sugar mama.
No shit.
It's crazy. Seriously, yeah. I was like, you're paying for lunch.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna be in your house singing the double chicken Whopper song.
It's a good song. It's a good tune. It's a good.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you want your girlfriend screaming in your ear.
She will not be living with me, so at least that she'll have her own space to do that.
She can afford it, so
Yes, yes.
Why is she still going to school, or what
She's moving to Nashville in September, so she's going to go to Belmont for nursing school starting next year.
Oh, good
so she's going to do the whole influencer thing, slide by with that, and then get into nursing school and see where that goes.
School. That's awesome.
No doubt. No, she's well on her way for sure. But yeah, her followers doubled on draft night, and I was like, I need a cut of this. Like,
Right.
I need a cut of this.
crazy? You're like maybe,
My sacrifices,
like one of your lowest days was like her like
coming out party. Like that was, yeah.
and she must have been like, oh my god, this is terrible. What is going on for me?
it's like, what if you keep sliding? How many followers will I get?
Like double?
I think the crazy stat was, what was it? I think something like I was shown like 27 times on the broadcast or something, and the next highest person was like 5. And
Really?
I don't think I even realized that there were other people who didn't get hit. I'm serious. Like, I didn't know there were other
It's
guys
like
who didn't
just a
get hit.
direct feed to your table. Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Iconic moment. All right then, what do you guys got today? You guys got workouts and shit. That's the main thing. When's camp start?
22nd, we report back.
Damn.
Yeah, we just said
July.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
yes. We got 3 weeks off starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what do you do for summer now? Is this like you're all just work all the time? You're gonna be able to take a little trip somewhere, do something.
Yeah,
fun?
what are you doing?
I'm going to see some family out in Rhode Island or
Okay.
vacation out there for like a weekend.
Nice.
They're already there. I'm just going for the week and then coming back to Chicago, and I'll be in Chicago.
There we go.
So, yeah.
Let's go. I know you'll be fine because we were leaving. Me, Glennie, and Tommy Smokes were leaving the sushi. Well, I don't want to say too much. We were leaving this place, and we saw Pete, and he was driving, and I'm like, yeah, where are you going? Coming to Broadway? He's like, nah, I gotta work out tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I know you'll be,
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go out because I feel like I feel like our run Tuesday is pretty tough. So
Yeah,
it was a good decision.
I am pretty sore due to the combinations of both of my main activities yesterday, my workout and then afterwards. But yeah, it's funny. Pete and I, we already have some weird connections, but another one was that we did vacation in the same spot in Rhode Island, apparently. But we're not going there this year. But I got a week vacation with my family. We always try to do a week vacation at a beach somewhere, and then I'll be back in Connecticut for a little bit, and then possibly out in California to train for a little bit before I head back.
How do you feel about him saying Connecticut's the worst state in the United States?
I'm on the record.
I mean, people are gonna hate me for saying it. Like,
say I'm right.
it's got to be in the conversation. I feel like.
No, I mean, like, I lived out there. Both my parents are from there. Like, I've logged hours in Connecticut. And it's never been great. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the pizza alone.
It
drags
does
it.
make it notable, but I mean, if
Drags it up.
the
Yeah.
pizza's your only redeeming quality, like
it's a tough look. Yeah.
Which part are you from again?
I'm from Madison,
That's
and
like a coastal
my
town,
biggest
right?
gripe, like I love the beach, like I thrive by the beach. I live 5 minutes from a beach, but I would never go to like that beach. Like I'd rather go an hour up the road to Rhode Island to go to like, Misquamicut, Watch Hill, and Narragansett, like one of those beaches, because like it's, I don't know, it just doesn't hit the same.
Am I missing out on Rhode Island?
Long Island Sound.
Block
sticks.
Island.
Rhode Island,
You gotta
Block
check out
Island,
Block Island,
Newport,
yeah.
good
Newport's
spots
awesome.
up there.
Newport's awesome.
Good spots.
Yeah.
How do you know
Castle
about
Hill.
this place?
Because my family's from like my dad's dad, his side is from Connecticut too.
Oh no shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so they all still live there.
Oh no shit.
They're like New Haven area. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know Connecticut people are going to be at my throat for this, but I love Connecticut and the people in it, but it's not a lot to do.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Illinois is not a
Illinois
ton
is in the
better.
same
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah, we just got lucky. We got a city by the lake. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we structured it better than other ones.
Yeah, and we sat down for dinner yesterday, and I heard the table next to us. say that they were from Illinois, but I got to look at them, and they were like the type of Illinois people that hate us, like hate the Chicago people. Like we want to like kick them out of the state, kick Cook County out.
Yeah. No, all right then, guys. Thanks for stopping by. It was good hanging out. Anything else?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
No, thank you
look like
guys.
got
This was
something,
funny.
Sure.
Oh, I got toasted.
Yesterday, was
Sunburn?
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh
I
my
did
gosh.
too.
Yeah, I'm so bad with wearing sunscreen. It's so bad with wearing sunscreen, and
Yep.
You're gonna get yelled
I just
at for
take
that.
it. I just take
It's
it.
like from last Monday. I'm still peeling. Had the
Yeah,
double-
I
the
saw that. I
double
saw your
peel.
scales when
Yeah,
I
it's
walked in
gross.
here.
It's like a reptile.
And it won't come off. Like I keep trying to scrub it in the shower, and it's just
That might be eczema, buddy.
it was blistering.
Might be eczema.
Gross.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Except against the Bears.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to Will and Peter for stopping by.
Nice boys.
Nice boys. Great
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
They showed up right at the perfect timing. Watch dual scenes tomorrow where White Sox Dave had AAA called because the battery died.
He blamed Dante. He said doors left open.
Is that true? Because I've heard
There are
mixed
conflicting
things about
reports. There are
There-
Where's
conflicting
Lance?
reports on that.
Is Lance over there? I can't see through the TVs.
Well, Lance, stew up your answer real quick, though. I want to talk about Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. Ton of events still coming up. Thomas Rhett, Cole Swindell, UC.
Huge.
Heads Carolina.
What else we got? Anything else you're looking forward to? That's on my list.
Yeah.
Bunch of stuff at the
Yeah.
salt shed.
Ton of stuff.
Yep.
Cubs games,
Cubs.
White Sox games.
Sox, Dave.
Yeah.
And and it is one of those things where it's like all the sports are right around the corner. So like you want to have this app downloaded, you want to be familiar with it, you want to get that on your phone right now.
Yeah, and it's everything's possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found in the seats you thought you could never buy. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code MID for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. All right, back to the car AAA situation. Our car died while we were in Nashville in the garage, so we were stranded for a couple hours. And Dave
We weren't
called
stranded
AAA.
at all.
No, it was fixed. We didn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, well, but we couldn't go somewhere if we wanted to, is my point.
Uber's not available.
Well, I mean, we
Well-
paid $800 for a car. I'd like to drive somewhere if I'd want to.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
That's why you used it, because you didn't want to pay for
Yeah.
Uber.
Okay.
All right, so you're saying that it wasn't dead. It was dead because of Dante. What did Dante do?
I said he might have. He didn't think that the car was left running. Is what the AAA guy said.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And
Or left on.
And Lance, what did you hear from the AAA guy?
See, this one wasn't me. I can defend Dave about the spoons and the ice cream. The guy definitely misled Dave with the spoons. However, when it came to the AAA, I was out there. The guy opened the hood, and then Will and Skoronski pulled up really quick. So I never got to do it. I never got any of the details.
I thought this was a Danny story.
I think it's a Danny thing.
Yeah.
Danny's
Danny
got the
out there?
juice.
So while you guys were interviewing, Dave, you told me to go outside for the AAA guy. He just said, I don't know who was driving the car. We'll start with that.
Dave.
Okay. I don't know what it was. He said it was automatic lights. So the only way the battery could have drained was if you accidentally turned on the lights while getting out of the car, or if you left the door
And
ajar.
I am very anti turning the lights because my brother will use my car here and there, and he turns the lights on and off manually instead of just leaving it on auto. And I have killed my car doing that before because my brother's an idiot. So I am very anti turn the fucking light knob. Just let the car.
You'd never.
I would never do that.
Okay.
Don't kill the messenger. He just said the door either was ajar or the lights were on. Those are the only ways the battery could
I'm
have run.
surprised the door being ajar.
Yeah,
because it
that-
wasn't that long.
That's all he told
It was
me.
overnight.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
it was overnight?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And-
okay.
enough.
Yeah, Dave went to go to get his toothbrush.
Yeah,
at
I had to
like
get a
6,
toothbrush.
and then the next
Yeah.
morning we tried to go.
Well,
like,
didn't you?
I also
You
took
bought
it
a
with
toothbrush,
Dante.
but then lost it. Right?
No, I lost it and then found it.
Okay.
It was behind the coffee maker. But so I went to go get another toothbrush that day, and but that's not what it was. I was using it with Dante earlier to it to go get? It was me and Dante. We were going to get food or something, and some way, somehow, Dante hit a button where I couldn't put it in reverse. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like the parking brake was on. I looked down. I'm trying to find the parking brake. There was no parking brake. So it took us like 5 minutes at this. We were at a liquor store to find it, and Dante's just in the middle console just pushing buttons. We finally figured it out. That could have had something to do with it. I don't know what we did to figure it out. We just like push it, and the car drove.
Well, at least we figured it out before we were back on the road to Chicago.
We had like
we survived a tornado.
1 or 2 days.
No, we left the next day.
Was it the next day?
Yeah, because Will and Pete came by on Wednesday, and we left Thursday morning. Yeah.
We also have to talk about Dave. You guys just put poor Dave in the middle of those two on the couch. Looked like a casting couch meeting.
I didn't want to even like sit down between them.
Big boy sandwich.
Yeah. That was. Yeah, I'm glad you experienced that because we experienced that at the Beer Olympics where we just felt like small children, and you should have had to deal with that as well.
Yeah, I walk in, Ed and Reiner, and like, were you on a couch or individual chair?
Individual chair.
Yeah, and then they're on the couch like with maybe, I don't know, 3 feet between them, and there was nowhere else to sit. So I'm like,
fuck.
Well, I guess I'm sitting between the. Yeah. And Will Levis is a monster of a human.
He's like almost bigger than Pete.
Pete's small for an O lineman. I mean,
well,
granted,
see his arm length?
He's massively fucking huge by normal standards, but for O-line standards, he's 6'4", 300 or whatever.
Yeah.
310. So that's not, huge by NFL standards. Will Levis is a monster of a human.
Yeah.
He's a fucking defensive end.
Yeah, technically, I think Pete probably has him by like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
70 pounds, something like that.
I'd say Will's probably like 240.
Yeah, so 70 pounds maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they look like so similar. Like Will Levis is fucking enormous. And I'm also like, I feel like the Titans are in pretty good hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Vrabel, now they got I think I'm turning into like a Will Levis believer after that conversation. Like he's just like a worker. He's just a guy who just wants to all he wants to do is work. I can't relate to that.
He seems like
because didn't he was he at Beer Olympics? And then he's like, I had to go get a work on it immediately at 6 a.m.
Yeah, he was like,
I had to get rid of that lactic acid.
Gonna do a steam and get all that booze and
IVs. Yeah,
I don't do that.
He's a pinnacle of health.
Danny, anything?
Yeah, that didn't help us after like 3 days of binge drinking, hearing this guy being like, oh, I had a couple beers last night. I need to immediately cleanse my body.
Yeah.
I need to remove the lactic acid.
I don't even know what that is. This guy's trying to get it out of his body. My lactic acid is fully in my body, has never left.
Yeah.
As far as I know. How big does he say he is?
We can look him up, but
Tom's got on the screen right now.
Oh,
that's
Pete.
What do you want?
Will Levis.
I don't know if I believe that one.
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
Yeah.
Anything All-Star break? I know you're really done with the White Sox, but is there anything at all that you want to say?
No, you tried to get me with the Luis Robert news yesterday.
It is funny though.
It is.
It's objectively funny.
It's beyond the. It's. I've seen that movie too many times to like laugh at it anymore. But
That's
I'm not
fair.
getting angry at it anymore either. It's just like, oh yeah, that's what happens with them.
What do we call this curse, Dave? Cubs had the Billy Goat. What is this? The Jerry curse?
I don't even.
This is
know.
it's the Ken W.O. curse. He was the guy who was like he shouldn't. I saw him tweeting about how he shouldn't be in the home run derby because he thinks
I said that too. I thought it was going to ruin his swing though.
Change his swing, and he
got
ended up just getting hurt.
How do you get hurt swinging a fucking bat? How's your calf get hurt swinging? I don't know.
Oh, he swings with his legs. That's where he generates.
But
his power.
it's funny if you listen to the watch the Derby on Monday. They were talking about how because Robert, everyone thought he was done after
Adley Rutschman.
Rutschman went because what he had 27 and Robert had 28.
It was something like that. When Rutschman they had like the bonus round, he turned around, batted from the other side, hit like 8 more. It was fucking ridiculous.
Which is a nice little cheat code. If you're a switch hitter in the Derby, I mean, you're using the same muscles but different muscles, and from a
Robert basically tied Rutschman before he even hit the bonus round.
The bonus. Exactly. He only needed 1 in the bonus round.
It was.
But they were talking about how he's like
effortless swing I think I've ever seen.
Robert?
Yeah.
Like I mean, he's a freak of nature. If he were American, he would have been a star receiver at Bama or something.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I mean, if you want one good thing to talk about the White Sox, Luis Robert has reached pretty much superstardom levels.
Yep.
There are some warts in his game, and I will say, should the White Sox, and I'm not going to say they will, I'm going to assume they won't, but should they ever make the playoffs with Luis Robert, how he would fare against a shutdown ace number one pitcher still scares me because he does chase still. But,
Well,
I mean,
I don't think you'll ever have to worry about that.
A+ center field. He's third in baseball and bombs. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Heyman said that there's 4 untouchable players. Do you agree with all 4? He said Dylan Cease, Andrew Vaughn, Eloy Jimenez, and Luis Robert. All 4 untouchable to White Sox Stadium.
I don't think anybody should be untouchable. Nobody's untouchable.
The thing with,
Sure, but
yeah.
if like rank them in like an order, like is there one like where you're
Robert,
like that
then
guy shouldn't be
Cease,
there?
Then Vaughn, then Eloy probably. And I only say Vaughn over Eloy because Vaughn
you can play
plays.
position.
Stays on
He
the field.
plays.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's going to be a long time before they're competitive again. And they fucked this up beyond belief.
Well, that's what I mean.
So
where
many
it's-
cooks in the kitchen. It's like one guy's hiring the manager one year, a new guy's hiring the manager the next year. There's no cohesiveness from whichever direction you'd like to go. From ground up, it's bad, or sky down, it's bad. From it doesn't matter. It's bad.
What about the shortstop they drafted from Ole Miss?
I don't really know anything about him.
Damn, you're that checked out.
No, it's more once you get to the middle rounds. It's like they
whatever.
pick 15th. It's such
Yeah.
you don't know. I mean, it's like any other draft. There's players can go anywhere. Aside from the top 5-ish. Usually, you kind of know what where
Yeah.
players are going. Like this kid could have gone 10th or 30th. Like I'm not breaking down Skoronski. I did watch him. What I do like about him is he is kind of unorthodox in a way where he's not like physically imposing. He's not some freak athlete. I like that he walks more than he strikes out apparently, but we also heard that with like Jake Berger and other players. But he looks kind of throwback and grindy to me, and I like those
A little
guys.
Joe Creedy to him.
I want to say Joe, more like I'm not going to be able to draw a good comparison right now. From the 05 team, I would say more like Rowand,
Okay.
like dirt baller. But I don't know. We'll see.
You see
We'll
anything about the Cubs guy, Shaw?
Don't know anything about him.
The only thing I saw was they had that video. People are like saying like, "Oh, it's a metal bat. The wind was blowing," but you hit a bomb, a grand slam, 507 feet. Got my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's like you would think people are saying that he'll have like a faster track to the big. So he's a college guy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put him at third, Swanson at short, Horner, Mervis, PCA in center, it's like you kind of like you got a nice little core if he works out.
Well,
If he works out, it's a nice little core.
prospects break your heart.
Break your heart.
Many hearts.
Yeah, it's true. But
On that note, in the Cubs, I'm fired up that they are in discussions for the 2025 All-Star Game. I don't understand how the last one that was at Wrigley Field was in 1990.
Yeah.
Which doesn't compute. I wasn't even alive. Like one of the best stadiums in baseball, and like,
yeah,
you
but I
just
wonder. I wonder if it stopped being one of the best stadiums in baseball in terms of like hosting an event. And
But still, 35 years is
Totally.
too long for a mecca like that.
I agree, but Sox Park also had one, so I wonder if they're like, we just had it in Chicago. I
was
think
2001.
I was in high school, yeah, but
that
I wonder
was-
if that, and then it's like, well, they need to. Remember, it was literally falling apart for a while.
Oh yeah,
Wrigley.
it was the worst place
People
stadium in baseball.
People don't remember that as much when they like to shit on the Ricketts family.
Well,
I
when they
feel-
had to have like fucking
There was-
commercial fishing nets to
Yes.
catch pieces of cement falling
Yeah,
on
because
people.
fucking Sam Zell
Yeah.
and fucking Co was just letting rocks just fall on people's heads.
Yeah, that was fucking insane. So I would understand why Major League Baseball was just like that's a non-starter for us. But now it's like it is a mecca again.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe the crown jewel in all of baseball. So it's like that, and it's back to that status. It's like that in Fenway. So they did a great. Ricketts Say what you want.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with
They did
Relief.
almost too good of a
From
job.
a Cubs hater, I think they did a
To be
great job,
honest, yeah.
and I've said that for a long time.
Yeah.
You think Ozzie Guillen likes it now?
It's a good question.
What was his
doubt
complaints?
he's-
The rats?
The
or
rats,
something?
yeah,
Fucking
rats
rats
in
the
the
size
locker.
of fucking cats. What he say?
Yeah.
We gotta get him in here soon.
Yeah.
Another 4-hour sesh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I miss my guy.
What if it turned into Tom just doming up Ozzie Guillen the whole time?
Toming up?
That was a joke.
I don't think anyone has context for that. That was just.
No, we talked about it on the mid show a couple weeks ago.
Did we?
Yeah, after last Thursday we talked about it.
Last Tuesday's episode.
But that was just such like, what
Out
if,
of left field. Yeah.
what if your parents died? That was a joke. Doming up was so hardcore.
We're talking about stadiums, throw a dome in. I'm like, wait a second. Is that a beep joke?
Yeah.
Great job, Dave.
Yep.
Well, I would like the question answered by Chief.
What if that happened? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that.
He's asking if
that's
you'd be
your man.
jealous given the
Yeah.
picture you took with him, with Ozzie.
I feel like we have a platonic love in our.
That's what he did tell KFC. It's an open relationship.
Oh.
He said that to KFC.
Did you not know it was
Look
open?
that up. Look up Ozzie Guillen to KFC Barstool. Here, look up Ozzie Guillen and type in
When
open
did they
relationship.
talk?
Yeah, when did Ozzie Guillen go on
It's
KFC
on Twitter.
Radio?
It's on Twitter.
Well, I don't think Ozzy's necessarily running his own account. So
No, he is. You could tell it's him because he's speaking in his Ozzie Guillen language.
Have you accepted his Facebook relationship request yet?
I would.
It's
I
Ozzie
got
Guillen
it.
Foundation, I believe, is his Twitter handle, or FDN or something.
I think I was wearing the same shirt as I'm wearing right now. My man, Ozzy.
That's funny. I saw a fan at Barstool Nashville recreating that photo with
Yeah.
you. Is that a big thing now? Fans just come up to you?
I would say that if one out of maybe more than that, maybe like 25% of the pictures I take, people ask me to do the Ozzy pose.
Chiefs just got like 25-year-old guys coming up to him, putting their hands sexually across
No,
his
wait,
chest.
wait, Tom.
Dude, what were you doing?
You gotta search Ozzie Guillen and then just keyword.
I mean, why are we revisiting this? That's my question.
Well, because White Sox Dave had the joke of the year with the dome.
I have notifications on for whenever you guys publish a blog, and I remember waking up that next morning seeing a blog from Eddie was Chief trying to fuck Ozzie Guillen last night.
It's inappropriate.
It's
just like the hardest thing to accept is that I had like 5 pictures in my phone. Like someone took the pictures, handed my phone back to me. There were 5. And I didn't really that was the most embarrassing one by far. And I just tweeted it by accident.
We might need to see the other 4.
I don't think I still have them.
Dude, you're telling me there were other options, and in the other 4, you didn't have your hand on his chest? I don't believe
I
that.
don't think
That
so.
hand
No,
was
'cause
glued to that
no,
chest.
it wasn't. I was just like Pat, hey, what's up,
No
man? I
way,
swear
dude.
to God.
No, that
I
was-
swear to God.
I think it's the face touching for me.
Tom, I just texted
So
it
if
to
you look at other pictures of Ozzy,
Their faces are clashing.
He does the face touch thing with everybody. That's him. Ozzy does
No,
the face
dude.
touch thing with everybody.
Your hand is as engraved in there as that fucking Scottie Pippen basketball on the concourse at the UC. That thing is entrenched.
Ozzie Guillen still has a handprint on his chest right now from that.
Yeah,
probably.
dude, come on.
We're look
No
at it.
way.
We're boys. That was,
No way.
that was a dap up.
One more Chicago sports note. I'm. Oh, you did? Okay.
What does it say, Thomas?
He goes, "It's okay. I think they call it open relationships." Oh,
Congrats,
it's when, yeah,
Was that me and Bars?
Oh, he wasn't saying he's in an open relationship, Dave.
Yeah,
He was saying
that I am.
Yeah, well, that's a
I'm
bad
just- I'm
rumor.
He
just
said
taking
it's okay though.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just me and my guy Alex Bars.
It's a bad rumor
Yeah, I would never do that to Ozzy.
to put out there. I'm excited about Javon Carter.
Why is that?
He's hometown boy, obviously.
Yeah.
Always rally around that Maywood. He could shoot the 3. He plays defense. Also happy Colby White. I think it was a favorable extension.
Dude, the NBA money is so fucking insane.
It is nuts. And now DeMar is eligible for a 4-year, $179 million extension.
How old is he? 34?
Casual, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So positives. sad that our guy Pat Bev's gone. Obviously, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
How much money did he get?
Pat Bev.
Yeah.
I think he got 1 year, $3 million. I believe it was. Is that check me on that, Lance? But Carter got 3 years, 19.5. But I like him. I've loved him since West Virginia.
Yeah.
He was a prototypical press Virginia guy.
Yep.
Played his balls off for Bob Huggins.
Bob Huggins having a little bit of a rough go right now too. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's over. I mean,
No, he said he never resigned.
Pat
now
Bev 1 year, 3.1.
yeah, 3.1.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't fully look into it.
Yeah, so that was the story. He's like, yeah, because I think he might have had some kind of slur, and then right after that, he got suspended. Right after the slur, he
Got a DUI.
got a DUI.
Yeah.
So the university was like, you need to resign, and he was like, okay, but then he never signed anything, and he was like, West Virginia needs me. I never actually resigned. So now he's in like a standoff with the school. It's like Huggy Bear, like, hey, you have to leave. He's like, make me. He's just like, I'm the head coach of the team. What are you gonna do about it? It's kind of funny.
He's an enigma.
He
Bob
really
Huggins.
is. Yeah. He like for a guy that never won a championship, he might be like the most famous college basketball coach to never win a championship. Is he more famous than Mark Few? Has to be, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, you could argue Few might be a better coach, but
but I'm saying like more
famous.
Like, yeah,
for sure.
Huggy.
Claims he never resigned from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Deny.
I didn't do that.
I mean, it's coming from the fake news New York Times, so I don't know how much I believe
They don't,
that.
and they don't have a sports section anymore.
Yeah.
So who knows who's doing that
Is
reporting?
that true?
They shut down their entire. So like they bought the Athletic, so basically the Athletic is going to be their arm. But if you're trying to get like box scores or like sports columns in the New York Times, like they just won't be there.
So like, what was that article under? Entertainment?
I don't know. I don't know what it's.
I'm sure they'll still write about big sports
It
stories.
says
True crime.
something I see from the Athletic. I can't see that far, but it says from the Athletic in that. So they might just like copy and paste.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, will primarily come from the Athletic. Blah 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 blah. Okay, but yeah, that's a fucking great move.
Should just never do it.
Yeah, like I never resigned, but you had a press conference. I didn't sign anything. I didn't resign. Takes his backsies.
Playing dumb can get you far in life. Oh,
Is that a WSD move?
To say I didn't do that. I didn't resign. I could see you doing something like that.
I never even really worked here.
Yeah, it's the opposite of that.
It's yeah. I don't know. Never been in that spot.
Good.
I got up and left from a landscaping job at lunch on the first day I worked because it was too hot and I didn't like wearing jeans and getting swamp ass while I was
I could
raking
see
weeds and
you
shit.
being like, nope, I didn't do that. After you had a public resignation, I could absolutely see you doing that.
But if I didn't sign anything, I didn't resign.
Exactly, Dave.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exact. Thank you.
Dave doesn't see the issue with this Huggins story.
Well, the issue is that he probably should resign
But he didn't.
based on the DUI alone.
That's your quickest job, landscaping?
Half day, yeah. Got fired at Target in 05 because I just didn't go during the World Series, obviously, which I knew I was getting fired. I was like, fuck, go ahead, fire me. I'm not coming.
I
That
tried
was it, though.
caddying, did one loop. I was like, I'm out.
Not for you.
Oak Park Country Club. I was like I went 3 times, but sometimes if you're new, sometimes you don't get out.
Yeah.
So you're like 14, waking up at like 5 a.m.
For nothing.
in the summer. I'm like, no.
Yeah. No, I went to. They had it. I can't remember the name of the club because they've changed it so many times. But I did like the same, like you did, like the caddy school. Like there was like a seminar.
I did that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did that, and then I think I might have done it like for a weekend, and then same thing. I was
Yeah,
just
I was
like, this
out.
is
Respect to the caddies.
Yeah.
Major respect to the caddies, especially if you're going for that Evans.
yeah. Well, that's like a full ride, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The Evans
I have a buddy who
scholarship?
got it,
Yeah.
That's sick. If you're going for that and you get that, major credit to you because that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hang in the Evans house.
Yeah, but it was not for me. And the one loop I had is with this lady. She didn't have a stand on her bag.
Dude, carrying it the
Yeah,
whole
just
time.
fucking lugging this thing.
Yeah.
I'm out.
What's the standard like tip a caddy gets at say like Oak Park Country Club, which is what not that nice, right?
Yeah,
I
pretty
think
nice.
I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my buddies from high school, a lot of my friends from high school caddied at Chicago Golf, And
It's like top tier, right?
that's top tier.
Yeah.
It's they don't.
Where is that?
It's in Wheaton. It's
Okay.
right
That's
down the
the
street from-
only they've released the majors for men's and women's. That's the only golf club in Chicago the next like 20 years that has one of them. I think they have a U.S. Open in a couple.
Oh,
years.
really?
They had the Walker Cup, which is the Ryder Cup for amateurs, and that was a huge deal because I don't know why they did it with amateurs, but they have turned down majors for as long as I can remember.
I do know that Medina's doing the President's Cup in like 2026, I think.
My buddy, he caddied for Chris O'Donnell. You remember Chris O'Donnell, the actor?
Yeah.
Like
Robin?
90s. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
Robin in
Yeah.
Batman
Yeah.
Forever.
Dude, just say Robin.
Yeah. He got a fat sack from him.
That's nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
What would
And
you be
other guys.
What would you be walking out there with, like on a standard
What's a
day?
fat stack?
I think
yeah.
I
A
made.
few $100.
I think I made like $50.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
like
I don't think
50,
there's anything
70.
So then
Crazy.
you break it down as a 4 or 5 hour round.
Yeah, like total. What I'm
Yeah.
saying too.
Yeah.
Like it was.
I mean, $50 for $50 an hour or so for a 16-year-old. That's a lot of money.
No,
No,
but if
it's $50 total.
for the loop.
No, I'm saying for if my buddy, I'm assuming you got a few $100 from him.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
but he's
Beautiful.
saying he got
Yeah,
50. So if he,
$15 an
I
hour
don't
or
even know if
whatever.
I got 50. It
Yeah.
might have been in the 40s
yeah.
total.
Maybe you have to work on your caddying skills.
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. They didn't want me either.
Yeah.
It was a mutual.
I'm gonna
party.
be a golfer instead, not a
Yeah.
caddier.
Have you been getting out much?
I think I've played 4 times. So I did one day with you.
Yeah.
I did a day with our guy Johnny Fish at Medina. That was a nice day. Yeah, you know.
How about you, Dave? How are the new clubs treating you?
Good. Spider used them.
Did it, and you didn't give him a driver or something?
The driver's
in
at my
my-
house.
Oh,
bag.
why?
Yeah.
Why do you have his
I don't-
driver?
Oh, because the day that he used my clubs, he had his driver and then left it in my bag.
Well, I just hopped on his cart not knowing we were actually going deep into the course, so I didn't have my clubs.
Oh, my cousin called me, by the way, from the Glen Club. No wedge and lost and found.
I don't think you've told this whole story at all. Can you get into this a little bit? What happened?
That was the second
It was
time.
the same thing.
What?
So we were on the same cart, but I
was
thought
the
we were just
same
going to
day.
kind of schmooze.
What's so funny, Eddie?
So I left my clubs on a different cart, and then we were like way deep into the course, so I wasn't going to go back and get my clubs.
Yep.
Then he hurt his shoulder. Then I used his clubs, and apparently I lost a club. But I didn't use his clubs, though. I was using Meeks' clubs.
So you probably didn't even lose his club.
I might not have. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just jumped out of the bag by itself.
No, I probably used it. I only used your clubs like 3 shots. I'm not even kidding.
So you took 3 shots and then lost one?
Maybe
Yeah.
you did.
No, because when I was like 12, I take like an inventory because I remember I was out golfing one time with my dad, and I did that, and I lost one of his clubs, and there was it was like hell to pay for losing one of his clubs. So now after every single hole, like before I leave, like to drive up to the next tee box, I do like a
Mental.
No,
Yeah.
not even mental. I like look for every club.
Okay.
So
Well, I own a club.
I don't know. I think you could have lost it still, personally.
what
I don't think- I
I think
don't-
you're just trying to cause
I
trouble.
don't think Dave is completely guilty.
I don't even know if I used
That's what I'm saying. Nobody could prove that
like
you
a
used it.
sandwich. Like Meeks was like coaching me the whole time. I wasn't completely golfing, and usually I was using his clubs because I was golfing like where he was golfing a lot. I don't know, but I will get him a club. It will be rectified.
Nice.
And
It's nice of you.
I did immediately ask for his specs from when we got fitted.
Oh yeah,
You did. I haven't given them to you yet.
nice. Besides that big weekend, Windy City Smokeout, we'll be out there on Thursday
Yep.
to see Zach Bryan.
Yeah, my guy. He played at like 4:00 on Thursday last year,
Yeah,
and because I remember like you guys all wanted to see like Turnpike, Troubadour, Greer had. Are we allowed to talk about Greer on this show? Old Greersy.
Why wouldn't we be?
I don't know. He's like not he's not like a camera facing guy.
Well,
I don't know
he
if
was
he wants.
passed out in the chest
he
challenge.
yeah, true.
That's our
And
data
he was-
guy.
he's-
No joke.
he's passed out in what Nantucket was that?
Mm-hmm.
And he was passed out in the artist tent too.
Does
Was
he-
like
what
the
is it,
most blacked out
narcolepsy?
I think I've ever seen. No, I think he's the Windy City Smokeout thing. He was just
Drunk.
Tom, like, have you seen him drunker than he was for that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a scary thought.
He's not like
I've had a few drinks with O'Greersy in my day, though.
Yeah.
So.
he's not like Mr. Bean from Rat Race.
If we're talking Grugy stories, when he was in last time, just a quick one. We all went to this bar after the dozen, and there was like a live band playing, and he was pretty turned up, drunk. And I look at his phone, and I see him just trying to put touch tunes on the whole time. Something's wrong with this bar's touch tunes. Like, we're in the crowd of a live band.
Lord. You should have called. You should have took his phone and hit the Uber app.
Yo, Tom, I got a question for you. Is the Ozzie Guillen thing still up on the YouTube video?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. I was just making sure. I want to talk about Tom and I, because we didn't talk about this yet. Kind of, sort of moshing.
Oh yeah.
Did we talk about that?
you guys.
Yeah,
I thought we
about
did.
it. Yeah, for sure did.
On the show though?
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah.
What song was
That
that?
happened
Was that
Monday.
Break Stuff?
It was Break Stuff and
It was
a Rage song.
Break Stuff and Rage Against the Machine.
It was which Rage song was it?
This is like one of my favorite videos ever.
This is the most me and Dave have gotten along.
That is fine.
The lead up to this was my favorite part of the night because they
Dave
started
just
playing Rage, or I think
Going nuts.
the lead singer was like doing like wordplay. She was like, "I hope you guys are all ready to rage against," me and Dave looked at each other and we're like, "Rage."
And we just sprinted down
And we
to
were
the
like, I think Dave was like, I kind of go to, like, we both at the same time in our heads, I saw us like have the same idea. Like, we want to be down there instead of just being up.
Right there, puts the balls in his mouth.
You know, we're not like, all right.
Tom, I was having a great time.
Yeah. You guys bonded.
And Tom looks exactly like someone who would be at a Rage Against the Machine
big time.
concert.
The way his hair was
yeah.
flowing
Yeah.
that day too.
It's a little sweaty.
Yeah.
It's rocking out.
Yeah. Big time rocking out.
I think I was screaming so loud at that part right there that my head started splitting. I don't know how people do that for entire concerts.
I think we accidentally formed our own like mosh pit, but it was just because people were trying to get away from us. Because
They weren't ready to rage.
no,
It was killing in the name.
yeah.
Besides Smoke Out,
do what you told me.
we'll be at Papa Hops tomorrow. Myself and Dave will be there at least.
Yeah. Let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah, so it's Papa Hops. The main event is at Kennedy Park later on in the day. There's some other parks that first pitch is at 4 p.m.
Don't worry about those parks. Go to Kennedy Park.
Yeah.
If you're in Chicago, okay, this is a scoop. So Liam Hopkins and the Hopkins family, they do a 16-inch softball tournament mid-July every year, and every ounce of the money from the entry fees to merch sales, it all goes to a cancer charity. It's an awesome event. So they have a whole fireworks show. People bring coolers out. It's free to attend for everybody. It's great for the family. The entire South Side shows up for it. If you're listening to this and you're from the South Side, you already know about it. Yeah. If you're on the North Side and may have heard of it, come on down to the South Side of Kennedy Park. It's 111th and what?
Whatever. Just Google Kennedy Park.
Just type in Kennedy Park into Uber or whatever. Awesome
BYOB,
event.
like Dave said, BYOB, make sure you buy hot dogs from the stand, not the cart.
Definitely.
Those proceeds goes towards the charity. And
it's an insanely competitive tournament too.
yeah,
It's
some
not,
of the best teams across Chicago.
It's all the best teams come out. It's like people getting motherfuck matches, and it's people come out there to win this tournament. It's probably turned into the biggest tournament of the year, right?
That or no glove, but it's
one of the two.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
out there. They've done an awesome job.
There'll
the
be
Hopkins family.
7,000 people out there for the championship game. It's under the lights, and the crowd films the outfield fence. So it's like a stadium a little bit, just obviously no fence, but it's super fun. Come on out for it.
Yeah, come on out.
And I guess they got live music too this
Friday
year.
night, Kennedy Park. Bring a cooler with Miller Lite and bring a chair and hang out, have a good time.
Yeah, just shoot the shit with everybody. Eat some hot dogs, watch fireworks. It's one of my favorite nights of the summer.
Yeah, it's sweet. All right, besides that, I think we're good. Everybody have a good time. If you go to Papa Hops, if you go to Smoke Out, if you just go to the Cubs game, whatever you do.
Enjoy the summer.
Just make sure you're drinking Miller Lite and having a good time.
Yeah, have a good time. And come say hi to us. And if you see Tom and he tries to, grab your ass or something, that's not a big deal. That's just who he is. We appreciate him no matter what.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Back on Tuesday. We'll see you then.